Today we're going to be diagnosing error code 3C off this Facebook Marketplace find. This is the Samsung Ventless all-in-one washer and dryer combo unit. We're going to be taking the rotor, the motor, the stator, which is the motor is the rotor and the stator, all out and apart. We're going to be testing resistance. The first thing you're going to need is a 19mm socket with some sort of impact. If you use a wrench, the drum is just going to turn. Use that 19mm on that big bolt in the very back. Now, of course, this is assuming that you already have power unplugged, because you do not want to be messing in this without the power off. Use that 19mm impact. Go ahead and take that big bolt off, and you can see you're pulling off that rotor. That's the one that's got those magnets inside. You can see me looking completely dumbfounded there. I'm like, what in the world have I stumbled upon? Is this Iron Man? I don't know. That is the rotor, and now we're going to test the resistance on the stator. That's the one that's got all of those electromagnetic Iron Man suit looking things. We are getting 11.3 ohms of resistance, which is a little high. You should be able to test between any three of those pins and get somewhere between 6 ohms and 11 ohms. Now, this motor actually ended up being good, but I'm still showing you all just for purposes of how to take it all apart and test the resistance on the motor. You want to look on those windings, those copper windings there. You want to look for any signs of any burns, any damage. Look for any foreign material, screws, anything that you might need. Now, to take these 3 screws off here, you're going to need a 10mm socket, and I'm using a small 3/8 inch impact as well. Now, when you get to the last bolt, hold it steady because it will fall off. Now, it'll come right off. That is the stator. You're just basically just pulling it off. You don't need to take anything else off on this thing other than the little plastic piece there that holds the connections. It's got some copper connections. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos just like this one. Don't take this part off that I'm showing here. I'm just doing it to show you that there's literally nothing behind there. It is just to tell the motor where the position is of the drum. Now, we're going to check the resistance on the connections that lead back to the PBA, the secondary control board. The plastic piece is literally just a connection back to the stator. Again, check the stator out very closely. See if there's anything that is out of place, any rust, burnt windings, anything that looks like grease or anything that should not be there. Now, whenever you pull that plate off, it's just basically a jump bridge for those connections. And all I'm doing here is I have one connection on the unit itself and another connection there. Just checking for any open windings, like anything that's burnt. Just checking basically resistance. So we should not get any resistance going from that to the frame. It should be open. So I'm just basically just checking that, and then checking each individual coil wires just to rule out the actual jump piece, that nothing is burned up inside of there. Now I'm going to look here at the actual stator itself. I'm going to turn it all the way around. I do see some little rust spots. I do end up rubbing those down at some point, but otherwise this unit actually looks relatively healthy. So I'm going to put it all back together. I'm going to put those 2 screws back into that little jump piece, the plastic, and then I'm going to put the stator back on. There are 3 pins that hold it in place. Just go ahead and get 1 screw in your hand, slide those 3 pins in. So get the 3 pins in and then throw in that bolt, and then just go ahead and tighten those up. Now, if you go ahead and look at your rotor, you'll see on this one there are some grease spots. Those really should not be there because they are going to impact how well the motor is working and the electromagnetic resistance there. So I am going to spray those down with an electric parts cleaner. Don't use brake clean. Don't use anything else. Electric parts cleaner. And then I'm going to rub it down with a paper towel and let it dry. I would say that you should rub it down, and then you'll see why here in just a second. But basically, whenever we rub it down, let it sit there for a minute, it's going to dissolve all those impurities and then dry completely clean. So whenever you rub it down, look how dirty that paper towel is. So we're going to rub it back down, we're going to clean it up really well, and then let it air dry, and then we're going to throw it back on. Now keep in mind the center piece that slides on top of that input shaft for the drum is splined. So those splines need to line up, and you are also going to need a little bit of blue Loctite to get that bolt back in there if you're going to use it for a long time. I did not do that on this because this is literally just for me to test this unit from Facebook Marketplace. So if I ever sell it or take it somewhere, I will take that bolt back out, throw some Loctite on it, and then pop it back in there. So really not a big deal. But keep in mind, whenever you're putting this back on there, you're putting magnets against metal, so it's likely to try to pull to one side or the other. So be just really careful, really strong, and just throw that bolt back on there. I don't know the torque specs, but I'll put it down in the description below. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope this helps somebody. If it does, leave me a like, leave me a follow, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you know, all the social media things. I don't know if you hear that or not. Now, when you take all this apart, you want to look for any foreign objects, any like screws or bolts or anything that shouldn't be there, especially in the stator. And if you have checked all this, there's no foreign objects. You're getting the appropriate resistance. It should be somewhere around 6 ohms. But again, I was getting 11 ohms and it seemed to work fine. The temperature was a little bit hot and that does affect a little bit, but only about 2 to 3%. If you've checked all this stuff and it's still not working and you're still getting error code 3C, it's likely that you have a secondary control board issue of the PBA, and it's recommended that you replace the PBA. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. Take care. God bless you guys. Love you.